Hey, what's happening everyone? This is Mike Moo, and this is my third video about the Kickstarter Kickstarter project by Peak Design called the Travel Line, which offers a series of bags, backpack travel bag, and also a series of accessories for the bag specifically, but you can also use in other bags as well for packing and organization and everything. So this is currently at $2.1 million back of funds, and you got 5,660 backers. There's 50 days to go. I'm a big fan of Peak Design, and I recommend that you consider backing some of their bags. So today I'm going to take a closer look at their toiletry kit, which they affectionately call, oh, I always forget the name of this one. It's called the wash pouch. So this is one of those other bags that can fit in just about any bag, really. It's silicone coated mesh pockets. It's got a hook for hanging, which is extremely helpful and useful in really small bathrooms or any places that don't really have much counter space. And it also stands on its own too. So it would actually make use, you'll see one of the stock photographs, that it would actually make use of a really small space and hold everything upright so your stuff doesn't really fall out. It's got a magnetic toothbrush pocket, which I feel is kind of gimmicky. It's definitely a first that I've ever seen in the industry of bags. I do bag reviews, by the way, in case you didn't know. And there is a external razor pocket, which I suppose is good because when you put it in a separate pocket, it's less likely that you will cut yourself. I might actually just put the razor inside where this toothbrush area is, because I have a toothbrush that actually has a cap on it that protects itself anyways. But this central area right here actually comes out to be washed. As you can see, it has the same beefy number 8 weatherproof zips available in there, and I'm probably more concerned about liquids coming out of this versus going into it. But it has the same weatherproof nylon canvas outside as it does in most of their other bags from this line, or maybe all of them. It could be wrong. So it comes in 2 different colors. It comes in black or sage. So we're going to take a quick closer look at these, as the title implies. And, you know, I'm a little bit disappointed that this does not come in more colors, but at launch, I guess they had to pick a few. Basically, these 2 colors to go with, which is black, which fits in with just about everything else in your bag. And they went with this sage green type of look, which is basically the original ash interweaved with a green in there to give it this, this color. This one has the leather accents right there, which I like very much, which they introduced last time in their Peak Design backpacks. It also has the same similar stitching over here. And, oh, I forgot to mention, they have a live stream tomorrow, and you should probably go ahead and check that out. And it will be at 4 p.m. I will also be streaming their live stream on YouTube here, too. For those people who can't watch on Kickstarter. I know many of you are out there or want to watch a little bit later. You'll be able to see it, pretty much immediately after the live stream. So you don't have to necessarily wait for Peak Design to go ahead and upload theirs, which of course will be a better quality versus last time, if you were lucky enough to watch the live stream live, was actually really blocky, and that's because their upload bitrate was really slow. Okay, so back to this bag. We have nice stitching over here. As you can see, contrast colors. And, you know, it reinforces and also adds some flair to the bag. They changed this zipper pull here versus the bag that I just last talked about, which was the tech bag. And I don't like this one as much. I think that it would be more slippery for me to go ahead and use and open. But, you know, you can change to whatever you like later because it just has a standard, it has their own little loop over here. Note, these are not YKK zippers. They said that it's comparable or better or cheaper. You know, any of those probably are in line with their thoughts. But since all Peak Design bags have a lifetime guarantee, I wouldn't worry too much about it, other than that if you have certain features that you liked on the YKK line, you're not going to get it here. Same weatherproofing here on the outside. It really is designed, from the looks of it, to keep outside elements from going into the bag. But as I said before, I would kind of like this to be able to seal the liquids inside from coming out. So I'm not sure how well that will work in this case. I guess when I get a bag, I'll try it out in my review. This probably won't come out until late December though. So don't wait too long for that one until it's past December and the bag is actually out. But other than that, this is probably the color that I'm going to choose because the black ones just kind of blend in with everything else. And it's difficult to go ahead and tell exactly what's what when they're all the same color, okay, without making some modification. All right, so that's the outside. And this is the black version, the inside. This is showing off the, oh, I see. Look, this zipper pull is different from this one here. I wonder why they went and chose to make these two a little bit different, even though they're the same zippers. But it's a different zipper pull. This is the same one that we saw in the Tech Out bag. No, these are our prototypes, by the way. These are not full production bags, so some things might change in the end. So outside there is an external pocket, which they are calling their razor pocket for some reason. Maybe because, well, I don't have a lot of facial hair, so maybe it's not as important to me to have easy external access to my razor or not. But I could see how this could be helpful in a TSA situation where you need to actually remove maybe potentially sharp objects or things for the TSA agents to inspect. Which brings another point though. You know, these bags, we'll take a look inside these bags, but these bags aren't clear bags and there's no clear accessory thing for the bag as well. So I kind of wonder how this would work out in certain areas of the country where they kind of still expect you, maybe on international incoming flights, to put your liquids in a clear bag that is no more than 1 quart in size, or just basically 1 US liter, roughly. The bag that I use, slightly off topic, the bag that I use is actually the Tom Bin bag, the 3D organizer cube, and as you can see, it's perfect. There's no organizational pockets in there, but it is perfectly 100% clear, so you can see everything going on in there, and that works out pretty well. And it has that hook as well. I like that a lot. The price is $32 though, and it's got some loops on the side also for me to go ahead and attach other things or accessories to it. But that's going to be a little bit of a concern for me if I'm traveling and, you know, the TSA is enforcing your liquids out rule. I have TSA PreCheck, so maybe it won't matter at all. TSA PreCheck, I don't really need to take out anything. But, you know, depending on certain areas or when you're going to a different country, coming from a different country, they might have adopted the old rule where you were required to put things in a clear bag. So that might be an issue for you. If that's the case, I suppose what you're going to need to do is put some Ziploc bags in there and put your liquids in there so you can easily pull them out for inspection and put them through the X-ray. Okay, so let's going back to the picture again, close-up pictures again. Okay, so the dimensions, let's see, the dimensions were actually right over here. Let's take a look at those dimensions again. Got to go ahead and zoom them all the way over here, all the way down here. This is directly from the Kickstarter page, by the way. You'll have the most up-to-date information in there, even though they made a few mistakes here and there, including the typo dimensions. Okay, so the watch pouch is 26 centimeters by 11 centimeters by 15 centimeters, and it's just a little bit bigger than a Tech pouch. Definitely smaller than the shoe pouch, but definitely a little bit bigger than the Tech pouch. Capacity of 2.5 liters, which would make it too big for obviously just keeping your liquids, even if it was transparent. And it weighs 7.8 ounces, so it's a little bit lighter than the Tech pouch by 1 ounce. Right? I'm okay with these weights depending on what features you want, and it's not the most, obviously these bags are not the most lightweight because they have a lot of features and perhaps really unique features that might matter to you, such as, I don't know until I try it out, the magnetic enclosing thing that protects your toothbrush. Okay, so this is an inside look at the black bag. And you will notice again on the black version, you don't actually have the leather accent here. It's actually black Hypalon right there. This doesn't serve much of any purpose other than identifying the bag. And it's just a nice little accent that helps it stand out from other regular just black only bags. As you can see, we have 3 different slots over here. We got floss over here. What we have looks like a medicine or vitamin jar over here, and what looks like could be some sort of gel or something in here. So we got 3 distinct pockets over here that are behind some silicone mesh that helps to prevent, I think, the bottles from falling out. Hypothetically, if you were to drop the bag or to fling it around with it open for whatever reason. So, which could happen, you know, if you take this on board on a plane, for instance, hypothetically, and for whatever reason you don't hang it up somewhere, there's no place to hang up somewhere, and you know you happen to be in the wash room, and you know you have all this stuff in here, and you got the magnetic closure, you're opening up, you're trying to clean or I don't know, freshen up in a bathroom, or you have some other toiletries you want to use in the tiny bathroom, and suddenly, you know, we hit some turbulence. I can see how these features really help in preventing all these things from flying out all over the place onto the dirty, nasty floor, or even into the toilet, if this were that close to the toilet anyway. Okay, so, you know, there is some benefits to some of these features. I can see some scenarios, is what I'm saying. We have a little slot over at 2 other pouches right here. Oh, before I move on, looks like there's 2 other little areas created as a result of separating these things the way it is, kind of like an origami style. So I suppose you could fit in 2 small little tiny items over there. There's a zipper pull right here, which means that there's also looks like an enclosure where you can also zip in and put small little things in there. Obviously, this is that touted toothbrush behind these 2 magnetic things that open and close. This thing pops inside out and apparently is also of the same external weatherproof material, so you can clean it out probably more easily. It's probably not something you're going to do a lot of, but it's nice to know that they actually gave some thought into that piece. But notice at the same time, it doesn't seal your toothbrush in there, so that's good in hopefully drying out your toothbrush so that bacteria and stuff doesn't continue to thrive in this little enclosed area. Down here we got 2 bigger pockets, and as you can see we have these 2 little liquid seal bottles that you can base silicone type bottles that you can probably buy anywhere, and also we have Q-tips. Then we have what looks like toothpaste down here, and maybe some lotion over here, and maybe, I don't know, some other thing down here, eye cream, I don't know, something else here. So that gives you an idea of a pretty well organized, mine is not disorganized, pretty well organized travel toiletry bag kit. This is the exterior of the black one. Again, same weatherproof material, same zips over here. Notice there's a little pull tab down here. And this, well, actually I can't see that. But here it is hanging, case scenario hanging from a towel rack right here with the same, looks like the same things as before, with a slight change down here. I'm not sure what this is. So it looks, you know, it could be some sort of enclosure to put something in there. Maybe you got braces or something down there. So that's the bag open. Notice this looks like it's metal, maybe aluminum. Here demonstrating the toothbrush being put into this specially designed toothbrush pouch. This might be the one feature that will make you want to buy the bag. I don't know. It's definitely not for me just looking at it. My thoughts are it's just a little bit gimmicky. Here's a closer look at the hook right there. Looks like it's the same type of aluminum, quality aluminum and craftsmanship of other Peak Design products. And back again, so these are the only high resolution official pictures from Peak Design. Okay, so my thoughts are I don't feel like the wash pouch is a must buy unless you absolutely have to, absolutely need that feature with the toothbrush protector. because it also runs at the same price, I believe. Let's see, here we go. So it runs at $48. That is a lot. Probably the most expensive non-leather, non-major name brand type of dop kit or toiletry bag that I've seen, especially since it's going to have an MSRP of $60. So I think the value of this is not that high. You know, I hate to say this, but you know, at the time when I got the Tom Bin 3D Organizer Cube, I thought this was expensive, but I find it really indispensable for keeping all my toiletry stuff together. But this, of course, has the bags, has the features. It has the DNA of the bag and their other products, which might be considering over-engineered in my sense. And it's also half a pound. Mind you. So that's an extra half a pound that maybe you didn't need to carry if all you're going to use is a standard Ziploc bag to carry most of your stuff and go through the TSA line. Or maybe a stronger Ziploc bag, maybe more durable, maybe the freezer version. But yeah, if I were going to choose these things a la carte, I don't think the wash pouch is something that I'm going to be super excited about. But note that I actually pledged for the whole entire enchilada at $485 at this point. I still have some time to change my mind. There's about 50 days left to go. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers all the features about the wash pouch. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. Last time I did one of these, someone had a really great comment about using, potentially using the bag for other cases and other scenarios. Obviously, this is designed to be a wash pouch. So one of the things I was talking about was, hey, what if we can have it work with the Peak Design straps? And with the wash pouch, I don't really feel a need to do that unless I'm a makeup artist. Maybe this might be useful if I'm a makeup artist and I need to attach this. But notice that I did not see, I don't know if you saw, but I did not see any of the eyelets or loops for you to attach anything like that, even though it does have a handle over there, really small handle. And it does have some nice features in it, but I don't really think that this is worth $60 to me, because I don't really use a lot of expensive products, so I don't need to protect it as much. Now, if you ask my wife, she's a big fan of Lancome, and you know, her products are really expensive. I understand beauty products are really expensive, and you know, I understand that there are also probably some people that are germ phobes because there are germs everywhere and they know better, and they could see something that might be really useful to keep your toothbrush like this. But if that's the case, then you would probably have a case already, just like I do, that just completely covers and seals the whole thing and does a whole UV light. So yeah. You know what? It would actually have been cool if they actually added a little UV light system in there, but that adds a lot of more complications, something that would require maybe a clear plastic pouch in there. Wouldn't it be really cool is if there was a magnetic attachment for a UV light tool that you go ahead and stick in there, kind of like a pen? And since the interior is mostly clear, that you can set a timer, you press the button, and it just zaps the entire inside of the bag with this UV light and just kills the germs. Just literally obliterates the germs with the UV light and breaks up their DNA. I think that'd be really cool. But you know, Peak Design is more of a bag company, not one of those cool electronic hybrid type of companies that you know, that stick in USB battery packs and all that stuff into their bags. They're sticking with their bag and photo gear business, and just kind of branching out into the travel line business. All right, so I'm rambling on. I have some other thoughts about how to improve this, but you know, all these designs are already according to them already finalized, and so there's not going to be really any changes whatsoever. All the dies, all the things that are already cut and, you know, ready for production. Okay, so for this last part, what I want to do is just highlight that one section from the first Hangout that they did from Kickstarter from July 23rd, and I'll just go ahead and play through this section right over here.
Wash pouch. Let's just go through it. It's got some pockets up here. Stuffed my Kleenex right in there. Internal zipper with pockets inside of that. right in the middle. Here, let's kind of.
Larry is not very organized.
Well, there's tape. Someone put double stick tape all over my toothbrush.
Well, you put your toothbrush in here.
That's nice.
Wait, let's talk about that. But then what if my toothbrush area gets all with
Gunked up. Gunked up.
What do I do?
Well, you don't panic. Remove your toothbrush and just pull this thing inside out and
What?
scrub her down.
That's insane.
That's wild.
Scrub her down.
Yeah, scrub her down. Moving on.
That's great, guys. A really upvoted question.
Wait, but then what about if your shaver? What if your shaver's in this pocket and then it's filled with hair? Do you ever have that problem?
Well, here's the thing. You don't need to put your shaver in that pocket because we've got a dedicated pocket for your shaver right here.
What?
Show the camera. Oh my gosh. External, isolated. If you've got a thing. Oh, look there. Look at that. That's making a, I don't know what that is. It's great. Flip it out, wash it off, keep the shaver in there. That's also a great place to put an electronic toothbrush if you've got a really massive one.
Definitely.
Pockets.
But what makes this so great? Like, why is this different than what else is on the market?
Because it's got a built-in hook.
What?
A built-in hook.
So you mean you can carry it like this?
Yeah, you can put it up anywhere. Just put it up. It naturally opens up. Bottom is flat with the ground. All your stuff is highly visible, easily accessed. You can come in and out. It works best if it's hanging on a hook against a wall, so it doesn't rotate too much. So it'll work just about anywhere.
But then what if I don't have a hook and I just have a counter space that I want to put this on?
Well, lucky for you, we thought about that problem.
Does it sit open on the counter?
Sits open, sits upright, and takes up a pretty small footprint.
Wow. Do any other wash kits do that on the market?
I mean, absolutely not.
How much is it?
$59.95.
No way! That's too expensive. You can do better than that.
Well, if you get it on Kickstarter.
That was pretty funny. So yeah, so they showcased the features for you there and their thinking behind some of that stuff. If you notice that behind that zippered section which was not in any of the official pictures, behind that zipper section you actually have also more silicone pockets to go ahead and organize things inside there as well. I tend to think that I'm just not as organized in my bag, but there's plenty of space in there just to toss stuff in there. And as you can see, even in their example, they have their stuff all over the place as well. So, the best laid organizational plans aren't really useful unless you, actually make use of those pockets. So I guess I won't really know until I actually try one of these kits myself. All right. So that's it for this video. Please give it a like, comment down below. And again, there is a live stream that's going live tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I believe it is supposedly on their end, only going to be on their on their actual Kickstarter page. And I guess when you log in, it's actually up here in the updates. So let me pull that out here. It's up here in the updates that it's going to be August 2nd at 4 p.m. Some of the people have asked whether or not, right here, come hang out August 2nd, 4 p.m. They're going to answer all your questions, which is fantastic. But since it is going to be live, it looks like they are only streaming here on a Kickstarter Hangout. I don't think that's a rule, but they owe a lot of their success to Kickstarter and all the fans like myself and probably you as well. So they're just going to bring it back on here versus some of the Hangouts that they've done on Google. So what I'm going to try to do is actually take that stream and also live stream using my equipment live over so that you can go ahead and see this semi-live as well, and also immediately right after the broadcast ends, because I noticed that it took Peak Design, I don't know why, a day or two to actually upload that final video, and some of us are just addicted to information about the campaign in order to make the choice and get excited about it. But the sad part about getting excited about all these bags is, again, they said that you're probably not going to get your bag until Christmas. So this is just way ahead. But you know what, you can definitely plan for using these bags on the go or on a trip next year, or during the Christmas break, right? Okay, that's it for this video. Please like and subscribe for more, and I will hopefully catch you guys all tomorrow with the live stream. All right.
Peace.